is your First Alert 5 weather with Mike Daniels.
Welcome back. A live look in Colorado Springs. A few light rain showers trying to push off the hills this afternoon. Pueblo still really hot. A few clouds have moved in, but it's still 97 degrees in Pueblo. Humidity only at 16%. That's why it's going to be a real tough chore to get any decent rainfall across the area. We do have a few light rain showers, a couple of thunderstorms, that stuff around Custer County and Fremont County in the Springs. You're lucky if you're getting a light rain shower or a few sprinkles right now. There is some lightning with that activity just to the west of Pueblo right now, pushing off to the east again. In the city, on the east side, a couple of showers, sprinkles between 24 and 94, and also tracking a thunderstorm just off to the west of Palmer Lake right now. That thing has some pretty decent rainfall. It is pushing due east, so portions of Palmer Lake, and it gets soaked here pretty quick. Pine Crest also, you've got some rain on the way as this thing moves off the hills right across parts of the I-25 corridor. Tracking that thunderstorm just to the west of Canyon City, southwest of Canyon City anyway. That thing dropping down some real beneficial rain, good soaking rain, but again, there is some dangerous cloud to ground with that cell. It is pushing off to the east at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Again, if you get light showers tonight, that'll pretty much be it in most parts of the viewing area, just so dry in the lower layers of the atmosphere. Most of that water going to evaporate before it reaches the ground. Around here tomorrow, a little bit of a pattern change. This cold front will sit down to the south of us by tomorrow morning. We'll have that moist upslope flow at the surface around here tomorrow. We're going to see temperatures cool about 10 degrees. I know that's nothing dramatic, but certainly a step in the right direction here after the past several days. We'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine as we work into the day, and we're going to see those clouds thicken with thunderstorms developing over the hills tomorrow afternoon. Some of those thunderstorms will make it to the I-25 corridor, and unlike today, some of those thunderstorms will have some beneficial rain tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Start at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, still dry up and down the I-25 corridor. You can see the thunderstorms starting to develop, starting to get their act together. Right now, it looks like prime time for thunderstorms will be between 5 and about 7 as they push off the mountains across the I-25 corridor. If you're going to be outdoors, please be cognizant of that dangerous cloud to ground lightning. Everything will shut down after sunset tomorrow evening. There's that record high in Pueblo today, 102. Reality is 86. That's an afternoon high, an average high this time of the year. In the Springs, a brand new record at 94. We should be at 78 degrees for our average high this time of the year. Outside right now, still painfully hot across the lower Arkansas Valley. We've got some rain cooled air across parts of the Pikes Peak region. Woodland Park, how comfortable. 63 is the current temperature there. Lows tonight warmer than what we should have this time of the year, only dropping back into the 60s for the Springs, Pueblo, into Canyon City. Afternoon highs tomorrow not quite as hot as what we had to deal with today. Light breezes during the morning hours out of the east, 10 to maybe 15 miles per hour. Of course, when you get near thunderstorms, those winds will get strong and gusty tomorrow afternoon. Look for beneficial rains across parts of the viewing area, and those rainfall opportunities actually ramp up even more over the weekend. Another front comes through on Saturday, disturbance on Sunday, so all the elements coming together to see cooler temperatures and also a much better chance of getting some of those PM thunderstorms. Nothing that'll wipe out any plans that you might have, but just be aware, could see some of those afternoon thunderstorms both Saturday and Sunday, so you may have to get indoors for just a bit. In the Pueblo area, not as hot as the main screaming message with your forecast. Say goodbye to those triple digits, thankfully. Still in the 90s the next couple of days. Gradual cooling trend through the weekend and a better chance of getting some decent rainfall Saturday and then again on Sunday. In Canyon City, afternoon highs falling off as well, only into the 80s over the weekend. The best chance of getting some beneficial rain will be Saturday and then again Sunday afternoon. And for Woodland Park, afternoon highs extremely comfortable, only in the 70s over the next 7 days. Good chance of rain here all the way through the weekend. Guys.
Mike, thanks. All right, let's take a live look right now. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Hurricane Dorian pounding that coast right now. Powerful winds, heavy rain.
The Category 2 storm about 55 miles southeast of Myrtle Beach, packing sustained winds of over 100 miles an hour as it moves its way up the coast. And Hurricane Dorian has already knocked over trees and power lines, causing some minor flooding in the downtown Charleston area. Forecasters expecting storm surge up to 7 feet. More than 200,000 homes and businesses without power. The National Hurricane Center's projected track showing Dorian passing near or over North Carolina's banks tomorrow.
Well, a driver abandoned their SUV here on the South Carolina Myrtle Beach coast as Hurricane Dorian moved in, and as the ocean creeps closer to the shoreline, well, the driver nowhere to be seen. A police officer says the driver decided to head down to the beach and see how far they could go. Hashtag Meathead left the car after it got stuck.
Not a good idea. Heavy winds and rain aren't the only things spawning from Hurricane Dorian. A tornado touched down along North Myrtle Beach this morning. The twister ripping sides from buildings, breaking windows, pushing cars into each other, downing trees, all in a matter of 4 or 5 minutes. Fortunately, no injuries have been reported.
Oh, God.
Yeah, a common occurrence when hurricanes move through an area. They produce these tornadoes further inland, and they've caused widespread destruction in this one North Carolina neighborhood. It touched down this morning in a park populated with RVs and mobile homes. More than half appear to be destroyed or heavily damaged. Homes overturned, debris just littered the streets there. Fortunately, many of the residents heeded the coastal evacuation warnings ahead of the hurricane and had already left. The residents who stayed recounted a terrifying experience.
I was standing at that counter holding on, and my camper was tilting over. And I said, Lord, what in the world? And I looked, and I had leaves all in my house. I don't know if I got a roof or not. It's completely destruction out here.
Police say saw a water spout coming ashore, headed straight for the park. Well, as residents of the East Coast brace for the hurricane, new research suggests they may face lingering mental effects from the storm. The study found people who experienced storm-related damage to their homes about 50% more likely to develop anxiety or some form of depression, similar to the mental health risk associated with living in a disadvantaged area. Researchers say even those who have had relatively minor damage and did not have to evacuate were likely to become depressed.
Next on News 5 at 6, why several Colorado families are going days without their food stamps, Medicaid, and other services.
And we're going to tell you what caused the Lakewood DMV to be evacuated and shut down for the day. Covering Colorado tonight, the first person ever to be convicted of murder solely for a deadly drinking and driving crash sentenced today. 48-year-old Todd Gridneski got behind the wheel in Denver after drinking, plowed into a woman at a red light. She later died of critical head injuries. Gridzinski had been convicted 6 previous times for DUI. He's spending life in prison now without the possibility of parole.
Some Colorado families have found themselves in a waiting game for food stamps, Medicaid, and other critical services. The state says a computer glitch causing delays in processing some of the monthly applications in counties statewide. As a result, some families have been without for several days now.
It's a necessity, yes, but we can get through. You know, it's not we're going to die of hunger right today. We still have a little bit to get through us.
We know it's not the county's fault, or at least we don't feel that way. I think it's just a new computer program and nobody's figuring it out. We wish they would quick, because it would obviously make things easier.
In several counties, food banks and other nonprofits stepping in to fill the void. The state says the delays should be resolved in a few days.